You ordered something online last Tuesday. It arrived at your door by Friday. But here's what nobody told you. That product left a factory on the other side of the world, loaded onto a ship the size of 4 football fields, crossed thousands of miles of open ocean, passed through multiple countries, and still made it to you in days. How is that even possible? Stick around, because what happens between that factory and your front door will absolutely blow your mind. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into something that affects every single person on this planet, whether you realize it or not. We're talking about overseas sea shipping, also called ocean freight, the backbone of global trade. Right now, at this very moment, there are over 50,000 merchant ships sailing across the world's oceans. And about 90% of everything you own, your phone, your clothes, your food, your furniture, was carried on one of those ships at some point. This is not just a logistics story. This is the story of how the modern world actually works. Let's break it all down, step by step. What is overseas sea shipping? So, what exactly is overseas sea shipping? Simply put, it's the process of moving goods from one country to another using cargo ships that travel across oceans and seas. Think of it like this. Imagine the ocean as a giant highway. And instead of cars, you have massive ships carrying millions of products. Electronics, medicines, clothing, cars, food, oil, you name it. These ships are called cargo vessels or freight ships, and they come in different types depending on what they carry. You've got container ships, the most common ones, that carry those big metal boxes you always see at ports. Then there's bulk carriers for raw materials like grain and coal, tankers for liquid cargo like oil and chemicals, and ro-ro ships, roll on, roll off, which literally drive vehicles onto the ship like a floating parking garage. Each type has a specific job. Together, they keep the whole world supplied. How does the shipping process actually work? Now here's where it gets really interesting. Let's walk through exactly what happens when something is shipped across the ocean. Step 1. The order. A business or person places an order for goods. Maybe it's a company buying electronics from China, or a store importing clothes from Bangladesh. Step 2. Packing and loading. The goods are packed into a shipping container, those big steel boxes that are 20 or 40 feet long. Everything is measured, weighed, and documented carefully. Step 3. The freight forwarder. Here's someone most people don't know about, the freight forwarder. Think of them as the travel agent for your cargo. They handle all the paperwork, book space on the ship, arrange pickup, and make sure everything is legal and in order. Step 4. Port of origin. The container is trucked to the nearest shipping port, loaded onto a giant crane, and stacked onto the ship. These ports, like Shanghai, Rotterdam, or Los Angeles, are some of the busiest places on Earth. Step 5. The ocean journey. The ship sets sail. Depending on the route, this journey could take anywhere from 7 days to 30+ days. Step 6. Arrival and customs. The ship reaches the destination port. Here, customs officers inspect the cargo, check documents, and approve the shipment. Step 7. Last mile delivery. Finally, the container is unloaded, transferred to a truck or train, and delivered to its final destination, maybe a warehouse, a store, or your front door. The giants of the sea? How big are these ships? Now let's talk about the ships themselves, because these things are absolutely enormous. The world's largest cargo ships are called ultra-large container vessels, or ULCVs. The biggest one right now? The Everalot, built in 2022. It's 400 meters long, that's longer than 4 football fields placed end to end. It can carry over 24,000 containers in a single trip. Imagine stacking 24,000 boxes the size of a semi-truck trailer. That's what one ship can hold. And the weight? These ships can carry up to 200,000 tons of cargo. To give you a sense of scale, if you stacked all those containers end to end, the line would stretch over 145 kilometers. These aren't just ships, they're floating cities with their own crew, kitchens, engines, and navigation systems crossing oceans day and night. Why is sea shipping so important and cost-effective? Now, you might be wondering, why don't we just fly everything? It would be faster, right? Here's the truth. Air freight is up to 12 times more expensive than sea freight. Shipping a container by sea from China to Europe might cost around $1,500 to $3,000. The same shipment by air, easily $15,000 to $30,000 or more. For businesses shipping large volumes, sea freight is the only option that makes financial sense. And here's something surprising. Sea shipping is also the most environmentally friendly way to transport goods per kilogram. A cargo ship moves 1 ton of cargo over 500 kilometers on just 1 liter of fuel. Compare that to a truck or a plane, and the ocean suddenly looks like the greenest highway on the planet. That's why global trade runs on water, not air. Challenges in overseas shipping. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing, literally. Sea shipping comes with real challenges. Weather and storms can delay ships for days or even weeks. Port congestion, when too many ships arrive at once, causes massive backlogs. We saw this happen during the COVID-19 pandemic when ports backed up for months. The Suez Canal blockage in 2021, when one ship got stuck and blocked traffic for 6 days, cost the global economy an estimated $9.6 billion per day. Piracy is still a real threat in certain parts of the world, especially near Somalia and parts of Southeast Asia. And then there's the paperwork, customs delays, incorrect documentation, import restrictions. Any small mistake can hold a shipment for days. Shipping sounds simple, but managing it, that's a whole different game. The future of sea shipping. So where's all of this heading? The future of sea shipping is being shaped by 3 major forces: technology, sustainability, and speed. Companies are now investing in green ships powered by hydrogen, ammonia, and wind energy to reduce carbon emissions. Autonomous ships, vessels that can navigate without a human crew, are already being tested. In the near future, some shipping routes may be run entirely by AI. Real-time tracking technology now lets businesses and consumers watch their cargo move across the ocean, almost like a live GPS tracker on a ship. Ports are becoming smarter too, with automated cranes and AI-powered logistics systems that can load and unload containers faster than ever before. The ocean hasn't changed, but the way we use it, that's evolving every single day. And that, right there, is the world of overseas sea shipping, one of the most powerful, most important, and most underrated systems on Earth. From a factory floor in Asia, to a cargo ship crossing the Pacific, to a truck rolling down your street, it's a chain of people, technology, and logistics working together perfectly. Next time a package shows up at your door, just remember, it probably crossed an entire ocean to get to you. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow.